Before I even say who I am or anything, let me first say that after I finish talking about today's episode, there will be the first trivia questions leading into my Vacation Times content. This is Paul Mackey, the Idjit part of One Idjit's Thoughts, and today is also day 15 of the Dog Days of Podcasting Challenge. Tomorrow morning, Iris and I go down to Madison, Wisconsin. Madison is quite a trip for us, but we can see Wisconsin from our house. This will be episode 5 of Men with Brooms, Sweet Victory, and it originally aired November 1st of 2010. If you're only here for the trivia, that will pop up in roughly 2 minutes, 30 seconds. What is this about? The main plot is about Gary's retired mother and her curling team, the Killjoys, trying to take his team's Tuesday ice time. The subplot is about April attempting to get a free donut even though she's lost her completed loyalty card. There's some spillover from the subplot that has Matt working the graveyard shift because Matt sided with Ronnie in the donut dispute. Does it curl? Heck yeah, there's a real curling sequence. Impressive, as there's only 22 minutes or so in an episode. There's terminology and action all throughout the episode. That's clearly Canadian. Caesars, the cocktail, are consumed in mass quantity by all the Killjoys in this episode. While superficially similar in appearance to a Bloody Mary, they are almost exclusively Canadian. The Wikipedia points out other cocktails on both sides of the border that predate the Caesar and share similarities, but in the interest of brevity, the modern Caesar was invented in Toronto, Ontario by restaurant manager Walter Schell at the local Calgary Inn. The Caesar is a mix of vodka, tomato juice, clam juice, Worcestershire sauce, and spices in a celery salt-rimmed glass with celery stalk and lime wedge garnishes. My favorite lines.
She's testing you. You need to set boundaries.
I think that's for teenagers.
Same thing for old people.
You just don't like strong women.
That's not true. For all you know, maybe I just don't like old people. Or all women.
That's true. He could have any number of prejudices.
Thank you, Gary.
Who is? Glenda Braganza. Glenda plays Ronnie. She's the first generation of her family born in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and is of Goan descent. Glenda has appeared in a large number of films and shows popular in Canada and around the world. It looks as though Men with Brooms hit before her big break, as it represents another role on a one-season series, right? 2 years later, she played Dr. Melinda Tolliver in 39 episodes of Saving Hope. She's also appeared in American Gothic, Degrassi Next Class, Designated Survivor, Orphan Black, Schitt's Creek, and Grey's Anatomy. What worked? I really appreciated that they took the bulk of the episode to deal with the A-plot and kept track of the B-plot without mixing in any additional storyline. So what's the problem with that, eh? Well, prior accomplishments aside, the B-plot was really thin. Next time that we visit Long Bay to see what's going on with Men with Brooms, it's the episode Death of the Birth Tree, which originally aired second. We'll have to try to figure out why. Wait, what just happened? Did the lights go out? What's going on here? Oh, there we go. So, I'm heading out to Madison, Wisconsin with Iris tomorrow, and I'm barely able to work 1 or 2 episodes ahead, let alone 6 episodes. I'm changing things up for a while and doing a trivia quiz instead of show reviews. Back in the last decade, I wrote a fair number of trivia categories for a show called Atomic Trivia War 9000. If you're a fan of that show, these questions might be vaguely familiar. Since that time, ATW9K has gone off pod and one can no longer find most of the past episodes online. So I'm going to recycle the content for my own needs. When I submitted categories to that show, there were 5 questions each, but I always included a 6th in case one of them sucked. Of course, as far as I'm concerned, all 6 were solid gold, so you'll get 6 questions per category. You can score as follows. A full 3 points for knowing the answer outright. 2 points if you suddenly recall the answer just before I read it out tomorrow. And if you just Google the answer instead, a full 3 anti-points. But beware, if those anti-points should come into contact with any genuine points you earn, a cataclysmic explosion may occur as they negate each other, or possibly, as I heard once before, the points don't matter. We will start off with a single category today since this is the end of a review podcast. But beware. This is not light trivia. Oh, that's the category name. This is not light trivia. Number 1. Boris the Bear was one of 2 launch titles for this comic publisher. The company was founded in Milwaukee, Oregon in 1986. Question 2. This horror anthology TV series pilot aired Halloween night 1990 in Canada and premiered in the US in 1992. The stories were presented within a framing device of a group of storytellers calling themselves the Midnight Society. Number 3. On Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Anya was deathly afraid of bunnies. It's a pretty good bet she couldn't handle the movie featuring Frank the Bunny. Frank was all in the title character's mind, or was his sister's boyfriend, or was an apocalyptic prophet, or never existed at all except within a temporary tangent universe. What movie is this? Number 4. In this film, Liam Neeson plays Dr. Peyton Westlake, who developed a synthetic skin for victims of acid burns conveniently enough just prior to having his face burned off with acid. After being left for dead and recovering, he embarks on a mission of vengeance, aided by his synthetic skin that unfortunately falls apart if exposed to light for more than 99 minutes. Number 5. In this soap opera, vampires, werewolves, and other supernatural creatures were regular characters. It was a daytime soap between 1966 and 1971, a primetime soap for 12 episodes in 1991, and a comedic film in 2012. And lastly, number 6. This 1998 film features an amnesiac murder suspect working to clear his name when he discovers his city is under the control of extraterrestrials known as the Strangers, who reset and rearrange the sleeping town each night at midnight. So there you go. That's the first trivia, and I will get back to you tomorrow on camera, similar to this, and I'll give you the answers and some more trivia questions. So until then, happy hunting!